Hello and welcome to another Heart Moto video. In today's video is just a project update on my Yamaha YZF-R6. Okay, so just to bring you up to date with the progress that I've done with the R6, which to be honest with you is zero, nothing. I've just not had the time, unfortunately. So on the last video, if for those of you that have seen it, I was repairing the tank. Now I've had a look. Obviously this has been sat for a few weeks now, probably a couple of months, and it's looking really good. There's no signs of the paint contamination or anything like that. It seems to have bonded really well, and the cure rust has obviously done its job, and there's no signs of any oxidization coming through. So fingers crossed on that. We've sorted that out. So in today's video, I think what I'm going to do is remove the exhaust, and then I shall dig out the original exhaust, pop that back on. For anybody that's interested, I will be selling this exhaust. It is a titanium exhaust, so for any of you track day warriors out there that need a new can for your R6, I'm sure this will fit other bikes as well, because obviously it comes with a link pipe. I'm sure you could mod it to fit other bikes out there. Just drop me a message, and we'll see what we can do. Like I say, it is titanium. It does have a removable baffle. The baffle is in. It does sound really nice. It's not massively loud. I used to have a Scorpion on my Yamaha many years ago, and that sounded amazing. So I think this might even be a Scorpion. Yes, it is. It is a Scorpion exhaust. So this is a Scorpion titanium end can, like I say, with the baffle in. So if that's of interest, just drop me a message, and like I say, we can get that couriered to you anywhere in the UK. So in terms of price, make me an offer. Sensible offers. They're still worth a decent amount of money. So like I say, make me an offer, and then we'll go from there. So right, so let's carry on and get this exhaust removed. So basically it's we've got two bolts, one here just at the top of the link pipe, and one right down underneath the belly pan of the fairing. So it's a 10mm spanner. I've given it a little squirt with some penetration fluid, WD-40, GT85, something like that. That will do the job, just to loosen off the bolts. So I'll crack on with that now, and then obviously we need to undo this one here as well. So if I just crack on and undo the lower one, and see how we get on. All right, access is not too bad. Just get the 10mm spanner on there. I think you'd struggle to get a socket on there and a ratchet, but this seems to be doing the job. Yeah, that's all. I can undo that with my hand now. Yeah, that's nice and loose. Right, so let's move on. Okay, so the can at the on the pillion peg here is 6mm, 6mm hex and a 13mm ring spanner. Again, that's coming off quite nicely. Like I say, anything that's been sat for a good few years, it does pay you to squirt a bit of WD-40 or the like on there. There we go. Yeah, it feels quite nice and light, this can. Okay, that's the nut off the back, and along with the washer. There we go. I wish all jobs was as easy as this. So let's just give it a wiggle, making sure you don't damage any of the can or the bike. So there we go. That's the Scorpion titanium can, as you can see, you know, with a link pipe, all in great order. So yeah, anyone of interest, let me know. I'm sure some people are thinking, just leave it on there, it sounds great. It does sound great, but what I want to do is return this bike back to stock. Like I say, I have the original, all the original parts, screen, can. I've got the original number plate. The bracket will come off. So that is my plan. Later on down the line, we'll have the tank off. We'll have a look in the airbox. We'll check the plugs and just make sure everything is a-okay before we fire up. Obviously, drop the oil as well. But yeah, like I say, my plan is to get this bike as it was when it left the showroom. So, right, let's crack on. Let's dig out the original can. I'm sure it'll be much heavier than that. Pop it on and then see what it looks like. Okay, so I've just dug the original can out of storage, and it's looking pretty good. The metal, I'd say, looks a little bit flat where it's not seen any polish for a good few years. There's no dents or anything like that in it, but there's a few surface marks. So I think what we'll do is, before we go and fit that on the bike, I think what I'm going to do is give it a clean up before I put it back on the bike, because obviously it's going to be easier that way than it's in situ. So I'm going to put a little bit of copper slip on the join as well, just to make sure it slides on nice. So yeah, let's crack on with that. I think what I'll perhaps use metal polish, I think, on the can, just to bring it back up to life, and then see how we go. Okay. Right, I think what we'll do, we'll go with the Auto Sole. Tried and tested product. Used it many times. Just hoping it hasn't gone off. And then see what she comes up like. If you do have any deep marks or anything like that in anything polished metal, you can use a little bit of fine wet and dry paper, you know, if they're quite deep, to get them out. I don't think that's not looking too bad already. Hopefully the camera can pick that up. It's not looking too bad at all. Right, I think what I'll do, I'll crack on polishing this, and we'll catch up in a while. Like I say, I think if we can get the worst of this out before it's fitted on the bike, it will make life a hell of a lot easier. Yeah, it's going to take a bit of work, this is. It might be might have tennis elbow when I get to the end of this. But I can slowly see already an improvement. Obviously, A polishing machine will save a lot of elbow grease as well. I don't mind doing it by hand. I find it quite therapeutic, really. Old school, if you like. Right, hopefully you can see the section I've done here to that there. That's got quite a nice shine to it already, and this section here looks very dull. So yeah, let's just crack on. I think this can has probably been in storage, let's try and think, probably a good 15 years, you know. So that's a testimony to the quality of a Yamaha product. Yes, it's been dry stored. But it's stood the test of time quite well. And it just shows you, you know, like I say, with a bit of elbow grease, you can bring these things back to life. I think what I'll do before I'll fit the exhaust back onto the bike is just pop a flexi vacuum hose down inside, just in case there's any debris or anything like that that's you know, come loose over the years. I don't think so. I can't hear anything rattling around inside there. It sounds fine, but you know, just to be on the safe side, just make sure. We don't want anything falling back into the system, but I'm sure it's okay. So, but we'll do that anyway. Right, let's crack on polishing. Right, so I'm a good half hour into the polishing process by hand. Hopefully you can see now. It is cold in here. It's really starting to look good. So I think another half hour, 40 minutes, we'll be almost ready to fit the can back onto the bike. There are a few little marks, stone chips, if you like, from when it was used, but I'm not too worried about that. It just, you know, it's just all part of it, really. I think it's called patina. Is that right? So yeah, so we'll just crack on and we'll get it fitted back onto the bike shortly. Okay, so I've just popped the can onto the bike now. I've just done everything finger tight at the moment. There's a few little imperfections on the can, very, very tiny. So what I'm going to use is just a very, very fine wet and dry paper. This is like a 3000 grit paper. So I'm just going to use that on this surface here, and then hopefully that will just take out any of the tiny little flaws that we've got here. I suspect it's not very deep at all, so this should just pull it out. It's only really on this edge here. Again, it's probably just a little bit of road rash, the odd stone chip, that's all. You know, the bike's never been dropped, it's never been crashed or anything like that, so it's all very superficial, but let's do the best job we can with the tools and the time that we've got to getting it looking A1 again. Like I say, the history with this bike is this was the very first R6 that Yamaha made, and this was the very first R6 that was in Carnell's in Peterborough. So if my memory serves me correctly, they had one of each colour in there, and my dad wanted the full race colours, and yeah, so he went for this one. So I do think this is the one that would be the most desirable as well. You know, obviously being it in Yamaha, traditional Yamaha red and white. So yeah, that was, like I say, way back in 1999, 26 years ago, and it only seems like yesterday that I went with my dad for him to go and have a look and convince him to buy it. Right, let's see how we go in here. Now that's looking miles better. Right, I'll just bring you in a little bit closer. Like I say, I'm not certain in this light it does it justice, really. Like I say, there's a tiny little nick there from a stone. I think with a little bit more elbow grease we could probably get rid of that, but it's minute. But in the main, I do think it's looking pretty good. I mean, I've bought brand new bikes with worse marks on than that, I can tell you. So yeah, looking good. Right, so as usual, I'd be very, very grateful for a like and a subscribe. Please do feel free to comment in the comment section below. I've got plenty of things in the pipeline for 2025. And I do hope you can join me again in future videos. Thanks again for watching. Cheerio!